I want to ask you a question. Do you have a prize for your integrity? And if you have a prize for your integrity, what is it? What are you willing to compromise? You see, we are in a place where we have to learn how to build on our convictions, and Jeremiah had that opportunity from God. God taught Jeremiah in Jeremiah chapter number 35 a lesson on integrity, a lesson on faithfulness and convictions. And God asked Jeremiah to make an unusual request to a group of people called the Rechabites. Jeremiah chapter number 35, we'll read verse 2. God says to Jeremiah, "Go to the house of the Rechabites, speak to them and bring them into the house of the Lord, into one of the chambers, and give them wine to drink." And in verse number 5, Jeremiah says, "Then I set before the sons of the house of the Rechabites bowls full of wine and cups. And I said to them, 'Drink wine.' But they said, 'We will drink no wine. For Jonadab, the son of Rechab, our father, commanded us, saying, You shall drink no wine, you nor your sons, forever. You shall not build a house, sow seed, plant a vineyard, nor have any of these, but all your days you shall dwell in tents, that you may live many days in the land where you are sojourners.'" See, from this text, the Rechabites, you can tell that they had beliefs that they stood by. Jeremiah made an offer to them, and they immediately declined. It didn't take time for them to respond to this. They didn't think about it. They immediately declined. And I want you to note that I'm not talking about drinking wine or building houses or planting vineyards. The point of reading that bit is for you to understand something that God says to Jeremiah next. From verses 12 to 14, he says, "Then came the word of the Lord to Jeremiah, saying, Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Go and tell the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, will you not receive instruction to obey my words, says the Lord. The word of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, which he commanded his sons not to drink wine, are performed. For to this day they drink none, and obey their fathers' commandment. But although I have spoken to you rising early and speaking, you did not obey me." See, God commanded the Rechabites because they had lived their lives in obedience to what their father had told them. And God was saying to his sons and daughters, look at these guys. They're living in obedience to their father, but what about you? How come you are not living your lives in obedience to what I am setting before you as your father? I wonder what makes us to struggle to live in obedience to whatever God has instructed us in his word.